This week on Football Mezzanine, we look back at what was supposed to be an exciting cup final, talk about some questionable international call-ups, and preview the Champions League final. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Football Mezzanine, and we are reviewing...
Very eventful weekend.
Sort of eventful. The managerial merry-go-round it's in full swing.
Yeah, we have our we have one definite confirmation with Thomas Tuchel from Borussia. He was Borussia Dortmund, wasn't he?
Yeah,
and then he's now going to PSG, so that's guaranteed, although we broke this to you guys quite a few episodes ago, and so that's no surprise. And then the second one...
I think that was you, Tristan, so that's...
For Dortmund.
That's on Tristan.
I know, I just wanted to say we and make it all-inclusive, but yes, it was
Don't
me.
be so humble.
And then the second one that is highly, I guess, most likely that's going to happen is Unai Emery from PSG, who just got fired and is now going to most likely Arsenal.
What do you guys think of that, though? Because
the news broke today too. It was early because Arteta was lined up for the role till yesterday.
Better than Arteta. And actually, fun fact, I guess attack on this one is that Unai Emery is the most decorated manager in the past 5 years as far as actual trophies go. He's won 10 titles in the last 5 years, more than any other manager in Europe.
I mean, helps when you're managing the richest team in France, right?
No, but I think he's only won 1 trophy or 2 in France.
No. In his first year, he won 3 at PSG. Second year, he won, I think, the title in the cup.
But he didn't win the title.
What?
He did not win the title that year because Monaco won it.
I think that was
95.
last year, but before that,
I see.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't rate him.
Option. Honestly, for
Arsenal,
I
really rate him.
I want Carlo Ancelotti.
I think it's confirmed pretty much for Arsenal now.
For Arsenal, anyone except for Arteta is better because I
want Ancelotti for them. I think he would do well.
I don't know what they were doing going for Arteta, though. I have no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, they were trying to pull out Zidane and hoping a former player would come good. But
there can't be any worse solution than keeping Arsene Wenger right now. And then the Arsenal board is like, hold my beer. Mikel Arteta.
Let's get the least experienced manager of all people.
And from Arteta, anyone at that point, I think, would be a better option. Well, they have a lot better options.
I think Arsenal deliberately did that just so that their appointment doesn't look as shitty.
I don't like instead of getting the PSG reject, they're like, "Look, guys, we got someone great."
That's not a bad theory.
I wouldn't be surprised. What a great marketing tactic.
Like, okay, fair enough. We don't know. He might be good. Like Zidane, we never knew how good he was going to be, right?
Let's see him prove it somewhere other than Arsenal before he takes the main job.
That's what I think.
He was with Sevilla before PSG, right?
No, we're talking about Arteta.
No, we're talking about Arteta.
Okay, because I was going to say, Unai Emery actually has a lot backing him, and even then, the only reason he got fired from PSG was because he got knocked out of the Champions League, against...
Real Madrid,
yeah. Which is a fair knockout if you're going to get knocked out. I think it's just the way they played. But to kind of kick a guy after just like those 2 seasons seems a little ridiculous to me. But or like those 2 games, not seasons, those 2 games kind of thing. But
he also got knocked down last season after having a 4-0 lead over Barcelona. That's a pretty big...
but again, Barcelona, though.
Yeah, pretty big
you're facing the 2 giants that have won essentially almost every Champions League in the past, between the 2, 8 years or so? Like, they've won almost all of it.
But I think you should be able to hold a 4-0 lead.
Actually, part of the reason why I think he got kicked, which I'm not sure a lot of people know about this or not, is... what was it? I lost my train of thought for why he got kicked. Oh yeah, it's because he couldn't manage the big names. There was a rumor that he couldn't manage the big stars at PSG, so a lot of them are kind of
I mean,
getting a little irritated. So that's why they were trying to rumor out and get other players. Or
yeah,
not
like
other players,
you saw the Neymar and Cavani scandal. You saw Draxler hitting out at him. You saw Dani Alves hitting out at him. So
I think it's because of the PSG board. Because the way Emery plays, he plays a 4-2-3-1, which is a little dated, and It doesn't suit
dated.
PSG in the
I mean,
sense that you
most
can't
teams
put
still
all the
play-
stars into the team.
Most teams still play 4-2-3-1, so I don't think it's dated. It's just they want him to play a 4-3-3, which is like the big team way of playing.
All the top clubs of the world want
Yeah.
to play an offensive style, so they generally all want around 3 up at the front, whether there be 2 wingers.
But a
and striker.
4-2-3-1 isn't a bad idea. It's like a hybrid diamond.
Wait, but doesn't he play? I'm pretty sure he does play 4-3-3. He played with Neymar, Cavani,
No,
and
the
Mbappe.
the board forced them to play 4-3-3 to incorporate all the stars
I don't know,
that they
Di
bought.
Maria and everything. I don't see why you wouldn't. You have so many options.
Yeah, I don't know.
Neymar, Di Maria, right up the front.
He just seemed a little bit.
But still, I think he's going to be a good appointment because he knows how to work a squad with a minimized budget, which Arsenal clearly don't have the riches.
But he doesn't know how
They're in
to.
the Europa League.
I don't know. I feel like
He's the master of the Europa League.
that's true. He won 3 consecutive Europa League titles with Sevilla, which is some achievement, as you would know, being a
Yep.
Liverpool fan who lost to them.
Hey.
I'm just
Let's
saying.
talk
I'm
about
not.
the CL final.
Let's do that later. Anyway, but yeah, he is. Wait, should we? Okay. Anyway, I guess we'll talk about the FA Cup later. But yeah, Emery to Arsenal is pretty much confirmed now.
Yeah. So that's 2 in the merry-go-round this summer, which leaves us to look now if Real Madrid's going to switch managers and if Chelsea's going to switch
And
managers.
Chelsea.
And actually,
I don't think Chelsea is.
yeah, Bayern already, they did a very early move for their manager switch. They took from within the league. I think we also broke that a while ago, but it wasn't like a huge name, so... But maybe within...
Yeah, not sure who it was.
Maybe,
Wait.
I can't... It was like one of the teams in there. It wasn't like someone like Borussia or Frankfurt or something like that, as far as team
But
goes.
wait, Shrikar, you think Conte is not going to leave Chelsea?
No, I don't think so.
Honestly,
Because he came out in his press conference.
there's a possibility.
Pretty confident.
And that's why I said, if anyone listened, I think, to last one, we covered this kind of...
Guys,
in-depth.
interestingly, the Bayern Munich manager is Niko Kovac, who incidentally won against his employers with Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah,
way.
Frankfurt, that's what it was.
Yeah. I heard they won the cup final against them in the last.
Yeah, so the manager of Frankfurt's coming over.
Don't celebrate too hard.
Great way to start off his Bayern career.
Well, Bayern, they made a rule where they have to have their manager speak German after the Carlo Ancelotti, like when he had his whole
Yeah.
issue there. So they changed and made that rule. So it kind of almost forces most of their
I
managers
think it
to
was
come
after
from
Pep.
within the Bundesliga.
Yeah, Guardiola didn't speak German either.
Great scenes for them, though. Did you guys see the celebrations in Frankfurt Square? That was great to see.
Yeah, it was insane. I was not expecting Bayern to lose that cup final.
Well, it's a nice
just-
change
No,
up
but they lost it.
whenever Bayern doesn't clinch everything.
It is, but it was just really surprising, you know?
Because it's almost just the Bayern League ever since Borussia Dortmund just got all their players raided from them.
Faded away, yeah.
But anyway, switching to Conte for a minute. Shrika, why don't you think he's going to leave? Because I think he's guaranteed leaving.
Really? Because I think that the Chelsea, especially with the FA Cup now, and a lot of Chelsea fans are looking for a bit more consistency in terms of their managerial choices, and Conte definitely seems like a good fit for the club. Also,
Throughout the season, he's been...
he came out in this press conference saying that if the board he wants to honor his contract, etc., etc.
He's been saying it for a while, though.
So I think Conte wants to stay, but I don't know if the board is going to let him stay.
I don't know, though, because he's publicly hit out at the board multiple times saying, look, I'm not happy with what they've given me. I can only do so much. So I don't know.
And she actually just touched that also in the same interview he did recently where he said, I want to stay. But he also said, look, this is who I am. This is my personality. I'm fiery, etc. So, he was kind of explaining that that's who he is. So he's going to, hit out, basically, at the board. And, they knew this when they hired him.
The Chelsea owner, Roman Abramovich, is now essentially deported from England because his visa was expired.
Yeah, so
So...
maybe that means Conte is staying.
yeah.
No, I just don't think Abramovich.
Dude, that's
is
some
gonna
some
stand
level
that.
headlining right there.
I just don't think Chelsea
Conte to
board.
stay as boss gets kicked out to Russia.
Well, here's my take on this one. Again, it's not so simple as cut and dry as he's either gone or not. For one thing, there's the buyout clause where they're going to have to pay him, I think, something like 10 million euros, 10 million pounds if they kick him out for his last year. The other thing is if they have options, viable options, And then the other thing is, I mean, you'd look at Luis Enrique. Sure, he had a decent stint with Barca, but aside from that, I don't know, not a huge amount of backing otherwise. Not to mention his price. He's asking so much money. So, plus he's got a little bit of temper, so I guess they're worried about that. You have Thomas Tuchel is gone. Unai Emery, but I don't think he was even in the running. So then Carlo Ancelotti, he's already been with Chelsea. I haven't heard anything connecting those two, so that's pretty much a dead link as well. And then other than that, I can't really think of too many other managers that kind of fit the bill. So I could see them keeping him, but I'm guaranteed that they're looking. And if they find someone that they like or that fits, I wouldn't be surprised he's gone. But if they don't find that, I could see them sticking it out for another year and planning kind of for the future.
Mourinho back for a third spell.
Oh my god.
It's gonna happen, dude. Look, he's sick of Man United. Man United are sick of him. It's not working out.
I don't know. I mean, he had a decent
I guess
season.
that leads us into the FA Cup final then.
The FA
sure.
Cup was just kind of heartbreaking for them, unfortunately. But great for
United,
us. We
not
finally
for them.
won something.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
when
season.
Before the game, I was like, no way Chelsea are winning this. They just look dead already, you know. But United are... I don't know how to explain them. It's just like, I wasn't surprised by their performance, but it just seems like they didn't even know it was a final that they were playing. They just seemed so meh.
Yeah, it
Like,
didn't
you know,
feel like a final to me.
It did
like,
not
I was
feel like
watching
a
it and I'm
final,
like,
like
yeah.
a cup final. It felt
This
so
is-
drab,
yeah.
so dry. Like a penalty
Because
deciding the
last
final.
season's cup final, or even the cup line, like the run up, was really great with the, I forget who, that long range strike from someone.
The FA Cup?
Was it Cahill?
Matic?
Matic.
Yeah, he had the
Yeah,
most shots
like,
of any United player in this
Yeah.
cup final, which tells you a lot. And like, guess what Mourinho said in his post match? He said that United deserved to win that game.
Classic Mourinho.
I don't know what his standard of success is, but he said we couldn't have done any more than what we did in that game, which is just like ridiculous.
I don't know what Mourinho's doing. Like,
Well,
I had respect for him before he went to United. He was like a good, like I hated him, but he was still a good manager.
to be fair
in my
to him
opinion.
and Man U, they had 18 shots and 67 possession. Like 67% possession.
Yes, but they didn't do anything with that possession.
Oh, I know, but what I'm saying is if you get the chances and stuff like that, and you know how sometimes it just doesn't work for some reason, you're just not burying it. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
but they
outplay
didn't
a
even
team,
create
but
chances.
if you just
They-
unfortunately just don't bury it.
But they didn't even create the chances, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, Chelsea were so comfortable, and I'm like, what are United doing? They
Yeah,
didn't
well,
have any
Chelsea
speed of
fought ice
thought.
with ice.
Yeah, Chelsea just went full-on defensive in this game. An interesting point to mention is Conte has lost quite a few of his big games this season, and after this game, he said that I've realized that the only way to beat other big teams with my Chelsea team is to defend, and every
Yep.
time we try to play open, we get beat. So
I
he's
completely
like,
agree with
just-
that. It doesn't take far to look. You look back to the Champions League game against Barcelona. First game, it was 0-0 or it was tied at 0-0.
It was
1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, and then you look to the second game though. They played defensive in the first one. The second game, they actually try and play offensive, and they get absolutely wrecked. With the team they had this
And
year, they
Yeah.
just did not have the striking force up front. Not to mention they didn't have enough high pressure, an effective high pressure attack where they could do it. So they had to go defensive. And honestly, when they did that, they played well, and when not so much, you saw the results. So I think this season you're going to see a lot of players go in and out, but I think they're going to spend a lot of money, especially to try and keep Hazard and Courtois.
Yeah, and
And Courtois was really good in that final too. Made some key saves.
he did. Especially of Rashford. Rashford was
Yeah.
through on gold.
And given the fact that he's got so much flack this season for not being up to standard.
Yeah,
I-
to be
Good
fair,
on him.
everyone in Chelsea has. What were you going to say,
Yeah.
Tristan?
Oh, I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea's probably the team that has the most players swapped or spends the most money this summer. Because Man City really doesn't need to do too many changes. They just kind of, maybe a few players
I
here
wouldn't be
and there just to
surprised
fill in.
if it was Man United again. Because
But I don't think any of those transfers are actually going to work unless they put effort into their recruiting.
or if their fax machine works.
Yeah, I just want that fax machine to work, you know. Hey, yeah, bye-bye.
Hey, if that fax machine worked, they were screwed. They wouldn't have
That's
De Gea.
true. That's true.
He's been their player of the season for
Yeah.
multiple seasons now.
They low-key just unplugged
And
it.
when your goalkeeper is the player of the season, something's wrong.
3 seasons in a row, too. And you know what
Yeah.
Mourinho said? Before he came into United, he said if your goalkeeper is player of the season, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And then he's won it for the
Yeah.
past 2 years as well.
Next season's gonna be.
I called it before the game too. I said 0-0, right, Ange? I was like, yeah, it's gonna be like 0-0.
Yeah, you did.
Basically 0-0.
Conte actually did something interesting in this game where he pretty much he realized United just play with big burly center backs, Smalling, Jones, and then in midfield you have Matic as like their defending force. So what he did is Conte played the exact same way, but he just left Hazard and Giroud up front. So those two were pretty much free to roam, especially Hazard. So United didn't know who to pick up, and that left Hazard with the freedom to run at goal, and Phil Jones had to foul him there. Like
Yeah.
it was like United didn't know whether to defend or attack because they were so used to defending, and they're like, okay, now we have to attack. I don't know what to do.
They stacked the mid there.
And that's why they brought Sanchez in for that transition from defense to attack, but that hasn't really worked out.
It's not worked out. They're just not performing. I don't know whether it's the system, whether it's the players, but nothing is working right now.
I feel like Sanchez was a panic buy. I think they won one to stop Man City, and two wanted to get kind of a bigger name player that was kind of proven partially also in the Premier League that they could kind of get a cut rate on, and they did kind of get a cut rate on as far as transfer goes, but as far as salary goes, they way overpaid.
Yeah, I think Arsenal got the better deal there, at least so far. Like next season, he
for
could
the system,
be better.
As far as the system
I wouldn't say they got
goes,
the
right? Because Arsenal
better
got
deal,
someone
but-
who is replaceable.
I mean, 60 million when he has like nothing left on his contract is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Although with the way everything's going transfer-wise, hell, they probably could have got £100 million.
Yeah, it's just his contract was running
Yeah, I
out.
wouldn't be
So
surprised.
City were only offering like 20 million for him, which makes sense because he has nothing left on his contract.
Did
But
you hear
United were like, no.
Right.
the most recent rumors about Lewandowski?
No.
Now, this seems a little bit,
where?
I don't know, exceptional as far as transfer rumor they're saying as far as price goes, but they're saying Lewandowski to Chelsea for £100 million.
Isn't he like
100?
30 years old?
Yeah, that's the thing. He's 29 going on 30, so if they paid that price, it'd be ridiculous. He's great, but I think that is too much, considering I think they paid £59 million for Morata, or around that price.
Yeah, Morata has.
I mean, if you guys sell Morata for say 40,
Oh, Morata, I would
And
want them to
offer
get the
80.
same price they got on him.
I just don't know who'd
But do
pay
you
that.
think they'll get it?
Who would pay that?
That's the thing.
Juve
Right
is not
now,
gonna pay
not
it.
so much. Juventus is very interested in him. And what I would
That's
do with
true.
them is be like, we'll give you a year loan.
Loan?
You pay us
Yeah.
that price that we paid if he does well at the end of the year loan. If you don't want him, then you give him back to us, kind of thing. Because I know he's top quality. It's just he had a rough year. So sending him to Juventus, especially the Italian league being a little slow, at the end of that year loan, I think he's going to easily get his price back, if not higher.
I just don't think he's suited to the Premier League. Like, he is a good player, but I feel like he suits the Italian or the Spanish league better than the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's very lightweight, you know?
He
And
would
not
do
like
great at
he
Juventus,
should try
too.
Scotland.
He did well at Juventus.
Steven Gerrard signed him up for Rangers.
We got an issue, though, as far as Chelsea strikers go, because now they have a lot. They have Giroud, they have Morata, they have Batshuayi that potentially can get pulled for
Batshuayi,
back
man.
for next season. I think
Leave
they should
him
loan him
alone.
out again.
But no one in the Drogba mold. You have strikers, but no one's like
Yeah, but they
a
don't.
replacement for that Drogba type.
Oh, yes,
player.
I completely agree with you, yeah.
Well, Diego Costa was pretty close.
Yeah, he was, and honestly, he
Yeah,
was a
Costa
perfect
was really
fit.
close, but
Yeah,
That was years in the making, though, that they were looking for one.
that's a mistake Conte made. That's a big mistake he made. I don't know why he got rid of him. It's
they
just-
shouldn't let Costa go.
I think it had to do with attitude and things like that. I think the way he tried to send him out was absolutely idiotic, because then they lost a lot of money on the transfer fee, like a huge amount, and they could have used that towards someone at that point. I think Lukaku would have been a good fit, honestly. I think he would have done better at Chelsea than he would have done at Man U, but
He's done
Especially-
pretty well at
Yeah.
Man U, to be fair. He's actually, like, he's gotten, like, 26 or 27 goals, which is really good
But
playing
most
for
of them
Jose
came at the
Mourinho.
beginning of the season.
I still think you do better at Chelsea, though. Like, if you look at the effect of the Bayern squad, where they play internationally together and also domestically as well, I think the same thing would happen, where you get players from Chelsea, where we have a lot of Belgians on the team.
Do you? Hazard and who else?
Courtois.
Courtois.
Shit, we had a whole bunch of other ones, too. I'm trying to remember them all.
I think it's just Hazard and Courtois. As
Right
far as I
now,
remember.
maybe. I know we
Courtois
had a bunch at one point.
with those assists to Lukaku.
Oh, Batshuayi is also Belgian. We had De Bruyne and Lukaku. At one point, we had 5 right off the bat.
Yeah.
But we got
Speaking
Charlie
of-
Musonda as well, or I'm probably butchering that, but
I'm sure like some of your 2 million loan players are Belgian.
well, yeah, Thorgan Hazard as well.
Oh yeah,
Personally,
him.
Gladbach, so but
He's
his brother
called
Viden,
up.
so.
Speaking of call-ups to the national teams, Adnan Januzaj, remember him?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
The United youngster
while.
from David Moyes. He's called up, but Raja Nainggolan from Roma was not called up.
Belgium, yeah, but Nainggolan has had problems with Martinez.
Fellaini was called
there's,
up.
like, issues.
Fellaini was called up.
No, I know, but Nainggolan retired from international football.
Well,
It's
he
not that
retired
was
after
called-
he
well,
found out.
Yeah, but they've had issues before Martinez. A lot of Belgian fans are
See, like,
upset that Martinez is leading their golden generation and not.
I
another
know.
manager.
I would be upset. He doesn't seem like a good fit. But
Yep,
and
this
like
is.
Mhm.
I was gonna
so
say
many
this is probably
managers
their
now.
golden year.
yeah, I mean,
What?
they have to do well with the squad because if they don't, who knows when they're gonna get such a talented group of players in the same year again.
It's like England 2.0 where we had like Ericsson managing and like Hudson. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why? Why are these managers managing England?
It's just England don't really have a top pool of managers either, so it's difficult. It's just, and I hate it when
It just
problems
seems like the
between
quality
managers
of managers
and
is more
coaches.
centered in the club field rather than the national field.
I just don't like it when problems between managers and players get in the way of a fully fit
Country,
squad or like
like
a fully strength
yeah.
squad, like Diego Costa, for example, that we just talked about, and who else? Marcos Alonso not called up to Spain. Like, what the hell is that? He's their best left back. Actually, maybe Jordi Alba is, but he should be there ahead
Alonso
of.
should be there. I think that's absolute crap. Although, to be fair, I'm sure that's happened in situations where you have, say, a lot of caliber of players for one position, and there's one player that certainly should make the squad, but just because there's that much better before him, he doesn't make it, and that could be the case. And to quote Martinez right now, he says Nainggolan is top player, but the reason is tactical, which I don't believe that case, though. They don't have enough of his
That's
style
bullshit, man.
that is better
what does
than
Fellaini
him.
offer? Fellaini, except him being tall as fuck. Like, what does he offer?
He's a tree.
He's a tree, and like I don't.
Yep.
He's pretty good with heading, but honestly, I don't know with Martinez's decision here. I completely disagree with
He
it.
fucking called up Christian Benteke from Crystal Palace, who
Who's
scored
been
like
dread flop of the
one
season.
goal all season. Like, what the
but
hell?
you have to look at their striker options. They don't have a huge amount. They got Lukaku, Batshuayi, but after that, kind of like Benteke is their option.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they do well just because the players, not the coach. And also, another surprising thing, Lacazette not called up, but Giroud is, which I actually agree with, actually.
Giroud's playing well for Chelsea. He's actually done very well. So
Yeah.
you know what? For that, I can see it. I don't see why Lacazette also wasn't called. You can just sit him on the bench. I'm not sure what their.
It's just
If
they
their
have
roster-
so many good strikers, like
It's true.
Mbappe, Griezmann, Giroud.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, France's depth is insane.
Oh,
It's
France,
insane.
yeah.
Insane.
But I think same problem with them. Their manager is not. I don't think it's good enough. Deschamps.
yeah, there's not too many quality managers on the international
It's interesting
stage.
because
I
if
guess
you
we
go
just have to
back
face
just
that.
what, like 8 years around that, the time of like Nasri, where they had a whole bunch of issues with France's squad. What is it, like Nicholas and Nelka, that whole incident with him and Nasri or things like that?
Oh,
Nasri, Benzema.
Yeah, they
Valbuena.
They went through a whole bunch of crap, but it seems like they've turned it around. They got a little bit of a golden year too, or golden years right now, where they have a lot of young players that are really at the top of their game. So
Yeah, they do.
that'll be an interesting squad to watch for this one as well.
Also, interesting thing that I want to bring up. I want to get your thoughts on this. Do you guys think Jack Wilshere should have been called up for England ahead of some of the players that Gareth Southgate did call up?
Shrieker, I'll let you go on this one first.
Like, okay, he called up.
No,
No.
I think he should have been called up.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. He should have been called up.
Wait, really?
He should have been called up. Yeah,
They don't.
as much as Wilshere is a, unreliable player in terms of injuries,
When he's
England
fit,
simply don't have that creative spark in their team because Lallana's out, and Lallana was the best player England had last year, and the only other player in that mold for England is Wilshere, and since he's fit, he should be going.
see, when you play two deep-lying mids, which England always do, one of them has to be good on the ball and able to bring the ball forward or pass it forward. And none of Henderson or Dyer can do that. Like, they're both the exact same players. And,
Yep.
like, it's going to make them unable to pass forward. It's like he wants to play a passing style, and it's not going to work if he doesn't play players who can pass. Like, I don't know why he didn't call him up.
Because if you look at the midfielders that have been called up, Dele Alli, Eric Dyer, Henderson, Lingard, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I don't know enough of Ruben Loftus-Cheek to
be fair,
make
Ruben
an
Loftus-Cheek
assessment.
has been
He's
very
done well.
good. He's been really good.
Has he?
I think it's still early for him, but he's done well, and if anything, he might get a game here or there, and it'll be good experience.
It's just I don't know if
And the
it was
worst part
best
is
call for the
he isn't
World
on the
Cup.
standby squad either.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, and the thing
Because
is,
we have Lewis Cook, Heaton,
Loftus-Cheek
Lallana,
is good. It's
Livermore,
just
and Tarkowski.
he's like, it's a World Cup. You can't take the chance on a youngster who's never actually played for England.
I'm sure you could have taken off one of the defenders because if you look at the defensive depth, Southgate's taking so many players.
It's because he's
Wait,
playing
Loftus-Cheek made it?
Yeah, he made it.
Loftus-Cheek made it.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
just looking at this. Maybe it's an old year, but I can't see him.
No, yeah, he definitely made it this year. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Because on defense we have Alexander Arnold, which I think is a good pick for the squad. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
he'll
just
have
because you're a
experience.
Liverpool fan. No, but fair enough, he is.
No, but I mean,
he is.
you can make a space for him in the squad, even though if he doesn't play. There's Cahill, Delph, Jones. I don't know why Jones is in there.
Shout out to Delph.
Yeah, he's
Fabian Delph.
He's good. He's a good
Yeah.
player. I like him. Maguire, Danny Rose, John Stones, Trippier, Walker, and Ashley Young.
Which all of them
I guess you could have taken out Jones for Wilshere.
I don't know. I would have taken Wilshere over Loftus-Cheek. Like, fair enough,
That
Loftus-Cheek
too.
has been
That
really,
too.
really good for Crystal Palace this year. It's just doing it in the World Cup for the first time is a bit of an ask. And Wilshere's played in big
Mhm.
tournaments
And
before.
Henderson is a similar player, in my opinion, to him.
Henderson, Loftus-Cheek, no, not at all.
No?
Loftus-Cheek is.
Is he more offensive?
I'll give Wilshere as well. I think he should be in the roster as well. The thing is, I just don't see him getting a lot of playing time.
I think he should have been
But the
starting.
thing is, he's been fit though.
Really?
He's been fit.
He should have been
Yeah,
starting along
this
with.
is the only season he's been fit.
Like, he
Hasn't he had
gives-
an underwhelming year though?
No, he's been good when he's been fit.
No, it's been his best year.
He's
Yeah,
always
he's been
injured.
He's been good.
He's so injury prone.
It's been his best year in years.
It's been really good, and he gives England that spark which they're desperately missing in the
And he
midfield.
seems like he actually cares about the squad.
They got
He's
good
a fiery
lineup.
player.
I'm liking their
Yeah.
roster. They got a good lineup.
Their front line is really good. Sterling, Lingard,
Their front line's
Rashford,
really good.
Kane, Vardy. That's terrifying for defenders. So much
Yeah.
pace there.
Yeah.
But like behind them, they need something, and they don't have that just
Well,
yet.
they got Oxlade, Chamberlain. You got honestly
Chamberlain-
Milner. I think
no,
should
no.
be definitely in the team.
Chamberlain is injured, and Milner is retired.
Wait, Milner's retired?
Yeah, he retired
Yep,
from England.
after the Euros.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
it's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Milner would have brought a lot of stability, like, to that team.
I think he would have been good for the summer. The way he's been playing too recently.
Yeah, it's sad that
Mhm.
Ox didn't make it, yo. That's really sad.
Yeah, I'm so pissed off. Because Ox is on form.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm so hyped for the World Cup. I have no idea who's the
Woo.
favorite, but
Who are you
we'll
guys
do
cheering
some-
for?
England? I mean,
nobody in particular. I mean, England, kind of.
You guys are both England.
But
Spain.
yeah,
Well,
England.
I like
Egypt.
Spain. Egypt, cause Salah. I mean, Belgium.
Yeah, basically.
My two
Belgium.
teams are Belgium and France.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't.
firepower.
That's
I
just
just
more
don't-
due to heritage, though.
Fair enough.
I kind of want Portugal to win too, but
Portugal. They're so average, except Ronaldo.
I want to see Ronaldo win it though before Messi.
I'd like to see Argentina win just because they've been heartbroken in the past 3 major tournaments.
Nah.
They lost the final in each of the past 3 tournaments.
That's been
It's
the
okay,
one
he deserved
complaint
it.
that everyone brings up between Messi and any of the other greats is there's no World Cup win for him.
I mean, Ronaldo doesn't have one.
Yeah, but that's understandable with Portugal.
What?
Yeah, well, if you remember the Football Heritage
Fair
video
enough.
we did, if you look at Portugal's World Cup like qualifications and things like that, but prior to Ronaldo, they were terrible. They didn't make World Cup a lot of time, whereas Argentina consistently, in fact, they won it as well.
Yeah,
For,
fair
prior
enough,
to Messi.
but
So
it's
like
just-
without Messi, Argentina's still gonna be fine. Without Ronaldo, I'm worried for Portugal.
He carries Argentina though. He literally carried them on his back to the World
Yeah,
Cup.
And he
but in
shouldn't
the
be
past
carrying
they
them
had
'cause
players.
Argentina
They'll
has
have other
quality.
players. Argentina's big enough for it. Portugal, you know what? Portugal, I'm a little more worried for.
We shall see. Another point, which I don't want to miss, is Andres Iniesta. He played his last game for Barcelona yesterday,
Yep.
and I don't
That's
know
a
if you guys
huge hit.
saw it, but there was this picture of him sitting at the new camp on the pitch at 1 a.m. just like by himself, staring at the stands, and it was just like such a beautiful and sad thing to see.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge hit.
Yeah, I
for
saw
him.
that picture.
Yeah, it was just,
He looks so lonely in the middle too.
yeah, you saw it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so sad. But
Honestly,
he's just
it-
sitting in the center of the
It's
half.
kind of beautiful.
yeah, but there is a cameraman there, so maybe it was staged. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised honestly if it was staged. Everything nowadays.
And the
is.
lights were on.
But besides that, he's just been such an amazing player, and it's gonna be so sad to see him not be in Barcelona anymore. And
He's gonna be very hard to
mhm.
replace. Honestly, I don't think they have a
I
replacement
don't
for him
think
yet.
anyone plays like Iniesta does. He's such a special player, the way he dances with the ball.
Speed, passing,
It's-
everything.
And I don't know, just that picture, looking at it, every time I look at it, it's just he's done it all in that stadium, you know, and he's just
Central
like sitting
powerhouse.
there and
It's kind of
taking it in.
beautiful, you know. It's nice.
It's really beautiful to see.
Yeah,
So
that's
he's
unfortunate.
gone.
Yeah, but
and-
we had 3 people play their farewell games. We had Buffon with his last game for Juventus. We had Torres with his last game for Atletico.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if Buffon just unretires though.
Unretires.
No, he's signed his contract with PSG apparently
Wait, what?
today.
PSG?
2-year contract.
No.
PSG. Not even kidding.
No way. Why the fuck would
Paris
he do that?
Saint-Germain.
Why? Why would he go to PSG?
I don't know. There were rumors about him signing for Liverpool
Oh my
before
God.
PSG, and I would have
Well,
loved
Yeah,
to
they're
hear.
claiming
Fuck.
advanced talks over a move to PSG.
Who the fuck is PSG's goalkeeper right now?
I could see it though potentially
Trapp?
because he hasn't won a Champions League, has he, with Juventus?
Nope.
Yeah, so he
Never
may
won
want
the
one
Champions
before
League.
he goes. He's had one hell of a career. He's given all his years to Juventus, so I could see him just signing for one big team just to see if they can win it,
Fuck
and
off.
that way
I
he
don't-
can have
I
it.
don't think PSG is gonna win it
I
anytime.
don't
It's
think
like-
PSG's winning the Champions League.
It's like in hockey when you get like those players that are played for one team for all their years, and they're just really old at this point, and they're still decent, but they just go to a better team just to see if they can at least get that final win,
Yeah.
that one cup they're missing.
If he starts for PSG over their current goalkeepers, that's a slap in the face to their current goalkeepers.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. He's better. He's still high caliber.
No, I think he'd start in the CL, but not start in the league slash cup.
I think he could walk on to almost any team and still be starting.
You know what? I
'Cause
really
I don't think he's gonna sign for PSG without assurances of some starting numbers.
didn't like what he did to Michael Oliver in the Champions League.
Me neither.
That still plays on my mind whenever
The
I
respect
think about
just
him.
dropped a bit. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
he's an emotional keeper, but he's one hell of a keeper.
I don't know. If he does go to PSG, then I think he should just retire, man. He's 41.
Either
Like,
that
go
or
to
you know what?
MLS,
I would
man. Make
also
some
like
dough.
to see him go to the MLS. It'd be kind of anything that brings more
People,
recognition
yeah.
towards it is probably good for the league itself. Be nice to see it.
But I
get
think
up
we
there.
need one player in their like prime to come to the MLS to make it.
Well, the only one
even
that
better.
had that happen so far was Giovinco.
Giovinco.
Yeah, but he wasn't like tier 1 name. He was
Bruh,
like a
what
tier
about
2.
Jose
No.
Altidore.
So Giovinco was tier 1 name. He had a drop off of about a year, maybe a little over a year, where Juventus was he was starting to go down the ladder, and he wasn't getting called up as much to the Italian team. And then that's when he moved to TFC, did amazing, and then got called back to the international team as well. But he essentially was
and then
tier
stopped
1,
getting called
and he
up again.
also not only that for Juventus, but he was also young. I think he went and he left around like 24 or something like that. So he was a very good pickup for them.
Speaking of tier 1, you hear how Ibrahimovic got a red card in the MLS?
Oh yeah, he slapped him.
He just fucking straight up slapped a guy.
Oh.
Yeah, those jokes. He's like, fuck this league, man, and fuck you too. Slapped him, and then they used...
Dude, he just came here for, like, Hollywood, basically. He's gonna be, like, a movie star.
Yeah, and the referee's
Straight
like,
up.
fuck this, I'm checking VAR, and then he red carded him. It's like, no fucks. He didn't even argue, he's like, yeah, I get it.
He's just like, yeah, I get it, whatever.
Yeah, apparently he got stepped on, so he slapped the guy.
Yeah.
Dude, they fell, like, almost synchronously. Like,
Curb your ego,
jokes.
mate. He really has a big one.
And it wasn't even like... He slapped him on his neck and the side of his face.
Ridiculous.
And then, you know what? It was funny because then he acts like he was hurt himself after.
Yeah. Which I was not too
Yeah.
happy with. He went down holding his face and everything.
That just adds, like, the stigma or, like, the image that people have of soccer players.
Yeah, it does, you know.
I'm just like, that infuriates me so much. Like, mate, don't add fuel to the fire,
Yeah.
especially in the States.
Using Tristan's favorite word, embellishing.
Oh, yeah.
Embellishment.
Yeah,
But-
whenever someone goes down and like, I'm dying.
Okay, do you guys want to talk about the Champions League final, which is happening this weekend?
Ooh.
Dude,
Honestly,
I'm
that could
giddy
go
with
either way on
excitement.
this one. I'm still giving slightly edge to Real Madrid, but that could go either way.
Oh, yeah, they're massive favorites. 100%. And I love the fact that they are massive favorites.
You know what? I don't know if they're going to be massive favorites in this. Liverpool's been playing amazing.
Oh, yeah, they are.
and
No, they're the bookies' favorites. Like,
they're favorites.
nobody except for...
as far as probably choice goes, but I wouldn't be. I would not think there would be too many people that would count out completely Liverpool. A lot of people
Fun
are probably
fact,
still considering
Gareth
that-
Bale is finally back in the squad, and he's probably going to start, which I'm really happy about.
Wait,
That
really?
terrifies me.
Yeah, because he's been playing well in
terrifies
the league
me.
now, finally, and, like, Zidane has finally been, like, playing him and giving him chances. Like, he scored in the Clasico
Dude, their
against Real
entire
Madrid.
team terrifies me.
Dude, your team is terrifying. Like, it's...
But-
Firmino, Salah, Mane,
It's only terrifying for Man City. That was your kryptonite
That's not
this
true.
year.
What do you
That
mean?
was your
They terrify
kryptonite this
everyone.
year.
Yeah, but every team has been terrified by Liverpool, not just us.
I wouldn't
Right.
say terrified. They're worried about them as they should be, but
I mean, come
Man
on.
City for some reason you guys just crumble.
But that's
because
because we don't have the experience going in, right? Like, Madrid has been doing this for, like, 3 years consistently.
I
So
mean,
people know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, Klopp has a lot of experience, but he does have a lot of experience losing finals too. So there's that. You know,
Yeah.
you never know.
But, I mean,
Wonder
all
if
the
I'll let that
omens are
go.
in place.
We might
All
let
the
it go.
omens are in place.
Eventually, you know what? If he wins, we'll let it go.
Yeah, I mean that's the condition. It's a conditional statement. But
This
What do you
Saturday,
guys
I'm
think?
so
It's
psyched
all
for that
lining
game.
up. It's all lining up. Royal wedding.
royal wedding.
It's all there.
What do you mean
The
royal
royal
wedding?
wedding. There was one in 05. There's one in 18.
Oh, I guess
you know,
because Liverpool
like
won
all
the
the-
Champions League in 05, and that's also when the royal wedding was. Is that what you're saying?
There was a royal wedding in 05. So, there's a lot of things that are lining up.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's pretty much it's written in the stars, dude. It's gonna happen.
It's basically guaranteed. Man United lost an FA Cup final to a London club. Man United lost a final to, a London club this year.
You're trying to
what-
stack up all the
it's all
charms you
there.
can, aren't you, Shrikar?
Yeah, he really is. But what do you
Convince himself.
score predictions?
But on a tactical level, where do you think the final is going to be won and lost?
Okay, well, score predictions later then.
Yeah, score predictions can wait.
Dude, it's gonna be a it's gonna be a high scoring game for sure. Not
Yeah,
for
it has to
sure
be, it
because
has
you
to be.
can't say for sure, I guess. But
But highly probable that it's gonna be a high scoring final.
yes, it is.
I don't think it's gonna be high scoring, honestly. I think it's gonna be low scoring.
Really?
Like a 2-1.
I think it's gonna be something like you're gonna have two powerhouses, kind of like you had in the FA Cup, well, powerhouses this season, not so much, but Chelsea and Man U. And I think it's just going to end up being probably like a low-scoring match as a result.
I just can't wait to see like Ronaldo and Bale against like Van Dijk and Lovren. I can't wait to see that.
And Alexander Arnold.
And Alexander Arnold.
That's going to be a great experience for him, though.
Dude, it's going to be so hyped to see.
No, I think Van Dijk can handle it, and if the right Lovren shows up.
If the right Lovren should. I don't know. He always has a mistake in him, dude. He always makes one mistake. And like Isco and Modric and Kroos against the holy trinity of Henderson, Milner, and who else?
Genie Wijnaldum.
Dude, I cannot wait to see that. It's gonna be so hype.
No, I think Henderson's gonna be up for it. Henderson's gonna be key.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Real Madrid in this one, just thinking about it. But it's
which is understandable.
It is, and it's if it was at Anfield, dude, you know who I'd go for.
I mean, if it was any team against Real Madrid, they'll still be like favorites, right? Like if it was City, they'd still be favorites.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I'd say so.
I guess. I guess that's just because Liverpool are. Yeah, I guess you're right, because they're newcomers to the Champions League final.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Like any team, like maybe other than Barcelona or maybe Bayern.
Yeah.
Every other team who'd face them would be classified as underdogs.
Yeah, you're right.
Against Real Madrid, yeah, definitely. Actually, what's interesting is the price of the ticket sales are almost 20 times their face value. A lot of tickets are going for £14,000.
Yeah, I saw a post on the Liverpool subreddit where a couple from America spent £1,957 on 2 tickets.
Yo, that's not bad.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
You say £14,000 per ticket?
Honestly, if you're smart, you just buy a bunch of those tickets
like
and then resell them, like they're doing.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hold on, let me get my piggy bank so I can smash it.
Hold on. Yeah.
I'll start counting quarters here.
Shrikar, you want to
I
watch
think I
the
have a
game?
penny jar lying around somewhere.
Shrikar, you want to watch it in like a sports bar, or you want to like stay in and order like a?
Dude, I don't know if I'll be able to watch it in a sports bar.
What do you mean?
They'll probably kick me out before.
What? You think
Because I'll be shouting and screaming at the freaking
No,
team
you'll
if
be-
anything goes wrong.
everyone will? Everyone will.
You should be fine. I remember when Chelsea was in the Champions League final against Bayern. I was out in a bar, I think in Nassau in the Caribbean, and I was just yelling my head off every single goal.
I mean, those countries.
Well, I mean, if it's gonna be lit in Waterloo, I'm down.
Yeah, I just don't know if it'll be lit in Waterloo.
Yeah, because if it isn't lit, we'll just like watch it at home.
Yeah.
But then if it is lit, we'll go somewhere.
And I mean, I guess we'll get commentary if we watch it at home too. So there's that.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. I'm hyped.
And I can throw stuff around the place without breaking something.
You should just tape your reaction. Tape it and put it on the channel.
That's dangerous.
We'll have to make it age restricted, depending on how the game goes.
I was videotaping Shrikar when City played Liverpool, and at one point he was standing on his head, and like it was the funniest thing. His heart rate was like I forgot, like 190 something.
Dude, when that Aguero shot just fizzed by the post, I was like ready to explode.
It was not healthy.
I was done.
Not healthy at all. Yeah. Score predictions, guys?
I think it's going to be low. I think it'll be like a low, and I think it's going to be I think it's going to go draw and go into overtime.
Oh, yeah?
Overtime or penalties.
I'm going to be a little bit optimistic, and I'm going to go for a 4-2 Liverpool
4-2. Just a little bit optimistic. 4 goals against Real Madrid.
Just a little bit optimistic.
Who do you think's going to win, though, Tristan? You didn't say who's going to win.
Oh, well, I called Real Madrid, remember, in the round of 16 that was winning it all, so I'm sticking with my selection. I can't back out now that they made it all the way to the finals.
All right.
Although I would like to see actually Liverpool win this just because it would be a nice change-up of who wins. But at the same time, my prof said he's going to take a lab away from us if Real Madrid wins, so that's also something.
Oh, dude, I'm going to hit up Garzón if we win straight up and be like, yo.
He's going to punish my class just because of that.
What about you, Ange? Prediction?
I want to say Liverpool wins so badly. It's just everything in my mind when I'm playing it back. I just see Real Madrid winning it. I don't know. I'm gonna go for a 3-1 Real Madrid.
Ronaldo's just gonna pull out some
3-1 Real
voodoo
Madrid.
Portuguese trickery and pull some like double
I wouldn't be
backflip, like
surprised.
bicycle
I
kick,
wouldn't be
top corner or
surprised.
something.
Like, Lovren's gonna fucking foul him in the box, and then he's gonna.
Lovren's gonna score in his own net. Call him that
that's-
now.
That's James Milner's job. Miller's
That's
gonna get an
Miller,
assist
bro.
like he always does. Yeah, I'm gonna
No,
go for.
the thing is, if we start off with the right intensity, I think, because we blitz opponents in the first like 20-30 minutes. If it starts off according to plan, I can see maybe 2 or 3 quick fire goals in the beginning.
Yeah, that's fair. And Real Madrid are really weak defensively in the first few minutes of the
But
game.
then we'd have to
always.
hold out for X amount of time after, which I don't see us doing.
Which you're gonna be super nervous about.
Dude, I'm gonna be like clenching throughout the game. Like, I feel sad. But...
It's clench time, all throughout City and Roma games. Man, Roma almost came
Oh,
back.
man.
In. That was classic.
Dude,
Liverpool.
that was so scary. I was like, no, not again, please no.
No, but to be fair, you guys have been good with holding the comebacks this year. You've been like Van Dijk
Better.
has tightened it up.
Yeah, certainly.
He's definitely tightened it up. So, yeah, I'd like to see Liverpool win. That'd be something really special.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, Dua Lipa is performing at the halftime show, so that should be fun.
Sorry, who?
Dua Lipa. One Kiss is All I Need. New Rules, the singer from the songs.
Sorry, Tristan, do you know her?
No, is it EDM artist?
Not really.
Oh.
It's
Yeah, no.
I got no rules. I got no.
Oh, yeah, I know
I don't know
what
if
you're
you've
talking
heard the
about.
song.
Okay. Sing it louder.
Yeah.
Sing it louder, Shikar. Yo, you're pretty good.
Yeah,
Sing
I
it louder.
couldn't hear it exactly clearly.
Sing it more, please. Okay.
Nah, I'm good. Maybe you'll hear me singing if we win, for sure.
Well.
That specific song.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, we were.
I'm really hyped though.
Yeah, I know.
Like I can't even sleep at night properly. Like I'm just watching videos like all day. I'm like, whoo.
We should take predictions on what Milner's going to do before the game. Is he going to do laundry, or is he going to go for just a nice, like, brisk walk, or
I'm gonna go
what?
for-
You know what? Let's
Yeah,
take predictions. If Liverpool wins, do you think he'll do laundry after, a brisk walk, or something else?
I think we're gonna see a totally different side of Milner if we win. We're gonna see the lad do shots.
He might make some homemade orange juice. With some other mundane task.
I'm gonna go for ironing clothes. That's pretty hot.
Ooh, yeah. That's a
Yeah.
go-to for him.
Steamy, very steamy.
Should
That's
I
my-
iron all my
that's-
darks first, or my whites?
That's my call. What about you,
Probably
Tristan?
gonna iron the banners on the trophy too. Like, this isn't right.
What about you, Tristan? What do you think? What do you think he's gonna do?
Oh, you know what? He's tested his tried and true laundry, so I'm just gonna go with that. But I think he's gonna go and be risky and just do. He's gonna mix them whites and darks together.
That's wild, dude.
Ooh.
I know. He's gonna risk getting his white socks turn pink or something.
Man's gotta be wild in
Down and dirty.
certain occasions of the year. Shrikar,
What's up?
you ready?
No?
You bringing your Ribena to Waterloo?
Oh yeah, I have an entire bottle, bro. This shit's actually good. Like I drink it now every day. It's like
Yo,
super tasty.
Okay, sick. Bring one for me.
Yeah. There's like an entire bottle.
Okay,
Like,
sick.
It's only $10 on Prime for like a liter.
Okay, sick. By the way, for our listeners who don't know, Ribena is the drink that James Milner drinks. So,
It's the drink of gods. So you better get on it.
yeah, we're actually sponsored by Ribena. Brought to you by Ribena.
No, we're not
Yeah.
at all.
Fuck. You don't have to say
Man,
that.
If we get one sponsor,
I'm gonna cut
be
that
so
out.
happy.
Don't edit that out, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, anyway.
We are officially sponsored by Ribena. Ribena, come at us.
Anyway.
This is gonna probably turn out bad somehow.
Okay.
Hey, any publicity is good publicity.
You know what? True. Maybe they. You know what? Just watch them hit us up after. You know what, Ribena, if you're listening, hit us up after. We'll work something out.
Please.
Get
We'll
us
take
some-
$5. Honestly.
Cop
No,
us some
shh.
Champions League tickets.
You start high, go low then. We'll take 20.
Yeah, sort us out with some CL tickets. We'll give you a 20 times profit on that if you give us tickets. Just saying.
No, what the fuck? I'm going if I get tickets.
Yeah, I would go too. Although I'd then have to find a way to fly out there.
Well,
I'd have to do a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm down.
GoFundMe.
Let's make a Patreon.
We're at the getting near the end.
Maybe if I offer Garzone a ticket, he's gonna take me with him. He'll cover my expenses.
Should we do our quiz show part 2?
I think it's getting pretty late for that.
Yeah, okay, we can always push it to another one.
Yeah, we were gonna do a trivia for the entire Premier League season, but we'll do that next episode. So now you guys know. Actually, I don't know. Should they know? Maybe you could cut that out. I don't know. It's up to you.
I'll cut it off from I'll figure it out.
Okay,
whatever.
you'll figure it out.
I'll make cuts.
Okay. Shrikar's now the cut master. He's the audio
We
editor.
want to leave a bit to the imagination.
Yeah.
Don't want to spoil too much for them.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, guys, if you like this podcast, let us know. It helps. And I think now we're done recording. So thanks for listening. This was our 19th episode. I think I'm keeping that count properly. Yeah. And
Yep,
I'm
19th.
Ange.
I'm Tristan.
I'm Shrikar.
One at a time.
And so thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can check out our podcast on essentially every platform: YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, etc. And we post basically weekly, so keep an eye out. We will be covering the World Cup coming up this summer, as well as preseason as well, so you can keep an eye on that. And also, I don't know about the other two, but I am huge on transfer season, so we will get you everything, recaps of every week, basically, of all the big transfers for all of the leagues, as far as all the top clubs go. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, Tristan.
Guys, we're gonna be tier 1 transfer by end of season.
Yeah, and if anyone needs reminding, Tristan called the Thomas Tuchel to PSG 4 years ago, so he's on top of his shit. Keep on listening.
Football Mezzanine is now tier 1 for
Transfer news.
Tuchel
Yeah.
and all German managers.
We're gonna bring you a deadline day special as well. Yeah.
Live stream that.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Peace out, guys.